Did you know there are nearly 8 billion people on Earth? In total, we consume more than 300 million tons of meat products each year. That accounts for everything from ribs to roasts, burgers to steaks, the list goes on and on. But did you know that in North America, only half of what's produced by the livestock industry actually ends up on our plates? You heard right. 50% of what's produced by the industry will never see a pan, stove, or oven simply because we're not used to eating it. But if we're only consuming half the meat that's produced in hundreds of slaughterhouses across North America, what happens to the rest of it? Sanimax and other rendering companies are the answer to that very question. The centuries-old process of rendering has allowed players in the agri-food industry to safely dispose of the byproducts they create. More specifically, rendering reduces the environmental impact of our food consumption by eliminating the need to bury the extra meat. At Sanimax, we know all about rendering. We've been collaborating with the agri-food industry for over 80 years now, so we're going to show you how everything works. Think of rendering as a transformation process. At Sanimax, it all happens in 3 major steps. Step 1, recover the unconsumed materials. Step 2, transform them at one of our facilities. And finally, Step 3, distribute the new value-added ingredients. Okay, now it's time for a little more detail. The first step is to reclaim all the unused organic matter. More specifically, our transport and logistic teams collect byproducts from locations like slaughterhouses, butchers, supermarkets, and food processing companies. To give you an idea, we serve over 40,000 clients in the US, Canada, Colombia, and Brazil. The 2 million tons of organic materials we collect every year would otherwise be sent to a landfill. The good news is, thanks to the rendering process, they can be transformed in high-tech factories specially designed to provide this essential service for our communities. Which brings us to Step 2, renewal. Without going into too much detail, the organic matter we collect is broken down, then heated to evaporate any moisture. Then, the materials are separated into solids and fats. This process transforms these materials into grease and protein meal, which are extremely useful in many industries. The last step is to return the ingredients to the market. They will be used by various industries to create common products like pet food, livestock feed, tires, wax crayons, even life-saving medication. Impressive, isn't it? We know what you're thinking. Rendering is actually a really important part of our everyday lives. And you're right. Imagine what would happen if all these agri-food byproducts were sent to a landfill. Greenhouse gases, contaminated waterways, dump sites overflowing within a few years. You get the picture. The services provided by rendering companies like Sanimax are actually part of something called the circular economy. Our transformation process gives new life to otherwise useless resources, especially since we also upcycle used cooking oil into biodiesel. But that's a whole other story. Once destined for a landfill, agri-food industry byproducts can now be reintroduced to the economy as raw materials, enjoying a second, third, even fourth shot at life, times infinity. After all, nothing is lost, nothing is created, everything is transformed. It's safe to say that rendering services play a big role in building a greener tomorrow for future generations. And that is precisely the mission that's fueled our passion here at Sanimax.